I'm Carter Lupton, the Vice President of Museum Programs here at the Milwaukee Public Museum, and we're looking at the Heavier Mammoth, or I should say a replica of the Heavier Mammoth. This is actually a reconstructed skeleton. We do own the original mammoth bones, which is about 85% of the entire animal. We acquired it last year in 2007. This mammoth is a very famous specimen. It was excavated in 1994 in northern Kenosha County, and it was found on the farm of a family named Heavier, which is why it's called the Heavier Mammoth. It's one of several mammoths, actually, that have been excavated in northern Kenosha County that show evidence of human butchering. Now, the reason why that's important is because of the dates of these mammoths. The traditional history of North American archaeology says that people probably didn't arrive here until about 13,000 years ago, the so-called Clovis people. But we have animals that are now anywhere from 1.5 to 2,500 years earlier than the Clovis people, who were not using Clovis blades, so we're not Clovis, they're what we call pre-Clovis, that were here in Wisconsin for hundreds and even thousands of years before the Clovis hunters. There are a lot of cut marks on the bones on this animal indicating it was butchered, and stone tools were found, and they've been analyzed, and they have what we call hide and meat polish, the type of wear that would be shown if they're cutting through meat and hides. And then we have, of course, the marks on the bones where they've been cut. The best one that shows up is up on the upper right humerus, the foreleg on the right. About halfway up the bone, there's a clear notch. That's a chop mark by a stone tool that's been analyzed by an expert. It's not made by another animal. It's not an accidental cut. It's possible they hunted these animals. There's a theory that they were hunted to extinction by early man, but that's being challenged more and more. They certainly used it as a food source. It was there, but it's the same as with the dinosaurs. In our dinosaur exhibit, we show a T-Rex bending over a dead Triceratops, and he's clearly taken a bite of meat. We don't show him stalking the Triceratops and hunting it because we don't have any proof that they did that. They may have, they may not have. Now, this mammoth, although it's the biggest thing we've got going right now this summer, we've got a big traveling exhibit coming in October on the 10th, Titanic, the Artifact Exhibition, and there will be everything from very small objects that were possessions of some of the people on the Titanic. For example, perfume bottles, sample bottles that were carried by a perfume salesman. There will be dishes and even bottles of wine and champagne that were still corked and still have liquid inside that have been recovered. There will be recreations of many of the living quarters and dining quarters on the Titanic. A third-class cabin, a first-class cabin, the veranda dining room. There will be a large iceberg. This will really be exciting, especially for young people, but I think really for any age, where we recreate an iceberg that you can actually touch and get a sense of how cold the water was that the Titanic went down in. So we've got so much that's worth seeing, our permanent exhibits, our new exhibits, our special traveling exhibits. The Milwaukee Public Museum is a great resource, and please use it.